We are in fact playing 3 of dot deck, basically. 22 lands might be a little bit ambitious. We only have 4 cantrips. That's something to think about. I'm interested to see how often we stumble, especially considering this curve goes up to playing, you know, 6 4-drops. You play flip nickel instead of some mom and pop. Yeah, maybe like the first nickel is better than like the third mom and pop. I don't know. Pia and Kiran Nalaar does like a really good Lingering Souls impersonation, especially when it gets like paired with Kolaghan's command to be rebuying it. So someone asked about these colors in comparison to blue, white, and Jeskai. The biggest thing you lose when you move away from blue-white, the blue-white core, is the lack of Path to Exile is a big deal. Like, having your efficient removal cost 2 mana makes it a lot less efficient in Modern, right? Yeah, I think Obstructionist is great. It's a deck that's really leveraging that card. We'll see what their first land is here, depending on, like, what they've mulliganed to 5. Mulliganing low makes me want to play the Inquisition sooner rather than later. Alright, what are you doing? Ugh. Alright. Weird. I wonder if they misclicked. It's strange that they let on this when they have Voice of Resurgence fetch land. That must have been a misclick, right? Does Grixis count as a Hallowed Fountain deck in Spirit? Stream Decker, got it. So I'm going to go ahead and play Tar Pit tapped here. I don't think I want to fetch a shock land. Hopefully they miss on a colored source here and I get to snap Inquisition, take this Voice of Resurgence. They're likely playing some kind of Saheeli Evolution deck if I had to venture a guess. They probably scried top. Alright. Karanos could be uniquely annoying. I'm gonna block the crap out of this Lone Missionary here. Oh, that's a good one. What if we played that one to deal with their Karanos? Let's kick them while they're down. So for those of you that are not familiar with what I do here, this deck list, like many of the deck lists that we play on this stream, is a viewer-submitted deck list. So this is not a deck that I've put any thought to and or built. I made exactly one decision with this deck, which was adding an extra Surgical Extraction to the sideboard. So generally speaking, people send me money expecting to see me play a specific combination of cards, and then I play that combination of cards and I give feedback on it afterwards. Snap off a block here if they offer it. So I was going to just get in here with Creeping Tar Pit, but because we drew Cryptic Command, we're definitely just going to hold that up here. Fate Reforge, Eldritch Moon, after Kalitas. Yeah, that's about the time when I stopped playing. The last time I really played Standard was last summer. I tested a Standard deck a bunch for the Invitational, the last Invitational in July. July of last year. It's a pretty good one. Obstructionist good at helping us close here. How did I do at that Invitational? Very poorly. The Standard deck I spent time testing was not particularly good. The Modern deck I played was also bad. It's weird. It's like when you show up with bad decks, you generally tend to do worse. Often does the Stifle ability come up? I mean, enough. You play this card because it's flexible. So when you need to kill people, it's a 3-1. And when you want to stop something that's annoying from happening, you can stop something annoying from happening. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Fetch up a Watery Grave here, probably. Yeah, we're just gonna put them to 1 here, right? Double Tar Pit up next turn. No reason to show them the Nimble Obstructionist here. That's a card that they could potentially play around in particular situations, so if we can avoid showing it to them, I think it's worth avoiding showing to them. Kalitas and Scorpion God are great here. What does this card do exactly? When you creature with a 1/1 counter and it dies, draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on a creature. 6/5 seems fine. Fatal Push seems good here. His Brutality's good. Liliana the Veil's pretty bad here. I don't know that Brutality's good enough. Staticaster's probably fine. Especially in conjunction with Liliana the Last Hope. I'm gonna trim these discard spells and just like bring in more cards that play to the board. I think this is definitely the style of matchup where we can you just want as many of your cards as possible in the mid to late game to play to the board. Turo, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. This is probably a trap, right? It needs land. It just has like too much top end here. This hand also needs some lands, but it's probably a keep at 6. Just Scry as well. Would Syncopate ever... Logic Knot is good because it's a Delve card. It's much different than Syncopate. Just got Prime. Awesome. I don't know how people live without Prime today. Having to wait for things to ship to your house is terrible. That is like actually just perfect, right? Pretty sure I'm just going top here. It's like black source, and then on a good 4-drop. Probably gonna play the Tar Pit tapped this turn so we can Last Hope on 3. I'm gonna sing me the song of your people. Scavenging Ooze. Do I want to terminate this? Yeah, I think I do. No, I've not played Grixis Control in a long time. I feel like if you want to play a blue-red base deck, you should probably just play the tempo deck that I played in Indy. I think that deck leverages what these archetypes are doing the best. I'm a big fan of, like, not taking a bunch of damage from your mana. And these 3-color decks tend to just, like, take a bunch of damage from their lands. There's a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker extension. If you don't have access to Stream Decker, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. I always try and make sure that information is accessible for folks. This could easily be a concession, last hope. Gonna punch them while they're down again. I think Blue Moon is much worse than the blue-red tempo deck that I played. I think it's implementing a very similar strategy while giving up the ability to, like, actually kill people consistently. Sure. This card seems aggressively mediocre. The reason you play Grixis is because you have dreams about Kolaghan's command. Ooh, wait, what? Opponent has made some questionable decisions this game. Yeah, it's a pile of code instead of a pile of cardboard. Yeah, killing your opponent is underrated. I also just think, like, Blood Moon's not very good right now. So, like, I'd rather just, like, play a bunch of creature lands rather than, like, try and Blood Moon people. No, in my experience playing them, all the blue-red base combo decks always feel, like, awkward and bad. They're so fragile. They're just not Splinter Twin, which I know sounds weird to say to a degree, but, like, it really is just, like, they're just not Splinter Twin. Morning, Kiwi. Catching us during our last league this evening. First match with Grixis control. Storm is not a combo control deck. It is a dedicated combo deck. Alright, we got a Planeswalker that's gonna ultimate. We got Cryptic Command, we got 5 power in play. Are we done here? I think we're done here. No, when I talk about blue-red combo decks in the vein that I'm talking about here, I'm talking about explicitly combo control decks. Decks like the Kiki combo and Through the Breach and stuff like that. Not dedicated combo decks like Storm and like Kiln Fiend. And Kiln Fiend's more of an aggro combo deck than anything. Definitely not a combo control deck. We're on the play here. Yep. What's my opinion on Ad Nauseam? Ad Nauseam is very bad against disruptive tempo style decks like humans. So I think I'm going to play Scalding Tarn here and just pass. I don't really know what I'm looking for with the Serum Visions until my opponent makes some decisions. Stirring Wildwood. Alright. We're on the green-white creature league plan. Opponent also mulligan to 4 here. JK, let's just play Vryn's Prodigy. I am not aware of any competitive zombie decks that currently exist in Modern. Do they exist? Maybe. Am I aware of any? No. How do I feel about Storm? I think any deck that can kill its opponent on turn 2 or 3 with some monocle of consistency is very reasonable in Modern. And I think Storm fits that description. I can actually flip this Jace this turn, huh? I think I just want lands at this point. Well, that's perfect. Yay, we're doing our thing. I hope we win via Jace Vryn's Prodigy. I'll probably not alting this Vryn's Prodigy. Sorry to disappoint. Probably just going to use him to single-handedly dismantle all of the opponent's creatures. I think that deck is in Modern. I don't know or understand what that deck does meaningful that's better than the blue-red tempo deck that I've played. I feel like it's just like playing a worse something else for the most part. You discard a card, shock you. And then I get to down tick on a Lightning Bolt here and bolt the Eternal Witness. And then I get to crack them for 4, and the next turn I get to down tick on Jace, target Kolaghan's command, make shock, discard again. Like slowly put them in the ground with 2-for-1s after they mulliganed a bunch. Does Hostage Taker have a place in Modern? I don't think so. 4-mana cards like that are generally a hard sell. Yeah, ninjas just aren't good in Modern for the most part. Modern's a format that's very much about attacking and blocking, so having your cards need to be able to connect in combat is just consistently bad. A lot of humans decks don't even play Hostage Taker anymore. Would JVP work in that Wizard's combo deck? What, the burn deck, Ian? I don't think you just... Like, the fact that this card doesn't get value right away and that it doesn't attack, I think just makes it not a good fit for that. I'm going to go ahead and snap Serum Visions here. Oh, and the Bring to Light deck. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe. It lets you filter through. It could potentially fix some of the wrong half problems those archetypes tend to have, right? I don't know why we're still playing Magic, but I'm just like, must not value their time. Vryn's Prodigy ticked down twice, flashing back spells, because that's what he does. This isn't a Planeswalker you ultimate. This is a Planeswalker that you grind your opponent out with. Alright. Probably the same plan we just did, right? Just like all the spot removal in, discard and counter spells out. Brought in Brutality too and trimmed a Veil. Seems fine. Yeah, I like it. Jace has 2 abilities. Make your creature weaker, flashback a spell. Yeah. If you're looking to play a blue-based fair deck in Modern right now, I think the 2 best options are blue-white control and the blue-red tempo deck. Oh, the Naru deck. Yeah, I think the Naru deck's just too clunky and awkward. We went 3 and 2 with the Bring to Light Kiki deck. Ended up beating Burn in the last match. I'm going to keep this. We have a ton of removal in our deck, and Jace can hopefully filter us into some better stuff. They mulligan to 6. They could potentially turn 3 us if they have Devoted Druid into the stuff, but this is fine to keep. This is my deck list. This is not. This is a random list that 5-0'd a league that a viewer submitted. This is Modern. Literally everything can 5-0 in this format. I can't tell you the number of times I've posted a 5-0 or even top 8 at a paper or digital tournament with a deck and just like after playing it's just like, man, this deck is really bad. Core Firewalker. We're actually a little bit weak to this card. We don't have a ton of good answers. I guess a good answer to it is just, like, race it, right? Oh, Nimble Obstructionist. We just, like, use this as blue Doomblade. Yeah, probably just Doomblading this with the Nimble Obstructionist. Yeah, whether or not the foils break Moto is, like, it basically flips a coin. Yeah, we only have 1 push in our deck, though. This deck's leaning on Lightning Bolt and Terminate. Looking for Bolt or Push would be absurd here, so we could like Bolt, Snap, Bolt, or whatever. Staticaster is also decent. Yeah, I think I'm going to flip Vryn's Prodigy here, so I'm going to fetch first. Get a Steam Vents tapped. Yeah, Steam Vents tapped since I have a Blood Crypt. It's a Lightning Bolt. I don't need that. I'd like to Staticaster this Dorko. I'd like to plus here. Are we done yet? Just like finish dismantling you. This card is blue Doomblade a lot, even in the Wizards deck. It's one of the reasons why it's good. It's very flexible. Why did they play that? Why did they play that? This opponent is like a glutton for punishment. Do I not have a blue land this can fetch? Actually don't have a blue land this can fetch. That's awkward. D Mills, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You do a non-concede league, right? Most of these matches have definitely been, why are we still playing so far? I think this style of archetype generally lines up pretty well against these mopey green creature decks. Having played a lot of mopey green creature decks, you get ground out by Grixis decks like this pretty often. Slow and steady, chat. Slow and steady. Sure. He's dead, Jim. Sure. I don't know why they're worried about that ultimate. That is not what Jace is here for. Jace has one purpose: tick up and flashback spells. You serve but one purpose. Why are we still clicking here? What's going on? All right. 2040 after a couple of mopey green white decks. Many a worship. There's many a worship in Modern. Tap Forest Concede. Yep. Listen, I've got no opinions on the Scorpion God. All I know is the list of cards I was sent to play included a Scorpion God. So that's the list of cards we loaded into the deck editor. What's the worst popular deck in Modern right now? Jeskai Control. Yeah, I agree. I think Blue-White Control is very good. I think Terminus is great. I think, honestly, Field of Ruin is great. It's a big part of why I think Blue-White is so good. Getting to play a bunch of Field of Runes is absurd. This is probably a hard matchup for us. Especially on the draw here. U-White's favored versus Tron. I'm going to need you to show your work on that one. Oh, jeez. Oh, are they not summoning us? And they missed an attack. I should have fetched. Alright. I think we're going to be too slow on the draw here. But let's find out. They've got 5 power left over here. If they draw a land, an untapped land, they get to Clan Caller us this turn. I wonder if I'm supposed to... crack this for a basic here. And then get my Serum Visions on. Oh, I let them untap here, which means they can search another Clan Caller because they have Heritage Druid. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. Yeah, the No Sweepers is really interesting. I'm kind of surprised at the lack of Grim Lavamancer, too. Seems like something that's would probably be pretty reasonable. I want a Scorpion God. It's fine. It's like all the Doom Blades. First time I watched Jeff streamers playing blue-white, and he miracled the Terminus and shouted, "Bye, friends," and I snorted at work. Listen. You just gotta... It's all about the attitude, right? Is Staticaster worth it with all their lords? Yeah! Our deck is full of removal spells. So, like, if we can't kill a lord, we've got bigger problems going on. We want Staticaster to come in so we can clean up all of their little poopy creatures and not have to spend, like, Doom Blades on their poopy creatures. I'm 10 out of 10 going to take the Heritage Druid here and hopefully just make this Twinens Elite very bad for them. Yeah, but you could also make that better by, like, playing Thought Scour. Unknown Stuber, thank you for the 6-month resubscription. Pick up your training sword and prepare to defend Hooglandia. Lord knows we need defending from Twitch chat. Countering the Field of Vryn activations are sweet. So I don't think I'm going to terminate this. This can just trade with Snapcaster Mage, so I'm just going to fetch a Steam Vents here. And then next turn we'll go Field of Vryn, Snap, Inquisition, take their Lord. We get, like, slightly punished. They, like, drew like, exactly another Lord, but I think this sequence is good for us. It allows us to save our Doomblade here for a little bit higher priority threat. Is your first and only warning, Sir Muskrat? We don't refer to serious illnesses as punchlines and you know, adjectives to describe things around here. There's plenty of other good words in the English language. Learn to use some of those instead, please. I'm going to fetch a basic island here and cast Serum Visions, I think. You want to get your fetch out of the way before you cast your cantrips. That way if we end up scrying cards bottom, we don't have to redraw them. Snapcaster Mage and Liliana the Last Hope. Both of these are pretty good. Definitely not in the market for another basic, though. I think if they attack with the Shaman, I'm just going to Doomblade it with the Nimble Obstructionist. Just, like, flash it in and trade. And then we have Terminate and Last Hope and the Snapcaster on top to pick apart whatever else they have. Cavern that we know about. So they're really looking for a collected company at this point, or a Lead the Stampede to get back into this game. Alright, predictions for tomorrow, ban and restricted. No changes on all formats. You people want to unban Stoneforge Mystic? Come on now, how would Gristlebrand win a game of Magic if Stoneforge Mystic was legal? Can you just, like, think of the Gristlepigs, chat? Why do you hate Gristlebrand so much, chat? How is turn 2 Gristlebrand ever supposed to beat turn 3 Batterskull? Why are we companying in response to my Serum Visions? I haven't activated my Liliana yet. How long do you think Watery will continue to ignore the problem that is Ancient Stirrings? I don't know. How long has Mox Opal been legal for? spoilers, a long time. I was captain of my high school's speech and debate team for 3 years, and I have to say the way you deal with people being obnoxious or rude to you is incredibly refreshing and one of the reasons I enjoy your content. Well, thank you. Thank you, Grandpa. And Skipden, thank you for the 2-month free subscription there. Welcome back. Thanks for the continued support. Happy to trade off the Snapcaster Mage here. Not only is it defending my Liliana, the last hope to do so, but we're going to get to... They boarded in Fatal Push against me. I guess I could have held this Terminate even. Like, do I even really care about the Liliana getting weaker? Not really. Well, it was a good Terminate apparently, because it was a concession Terminate. Getting the Kiki Command and Last Hope back Nimble Obstructionist is pretty sweet. It's like using those cards to rebuy like a spell in addition to a threat. I think it seems okay. They mulliganed. Maybe it's a little bit slow. I don't know. We get to go like Brutality into Last Hope here potentially. If we get to curve out naturally, it's going to be very, very good. Yeah, for those asking about Banner Restricted, I believe it's 8 a.m. PST, but I don't know that for sure. It could also be 10 a.m. It could also be like, 4 p.m. Who knows? Sometimes Watery is really bad at technology. Probably binning Mom and Pop Thopter Shop here to try and take something out of their hand. Heritage Druid. See how explosive they're going to be here. Thoughtseize. Bye-bye Brutality. They didn't take Brutality. How much do we read into them not taking Brutality here? I think I still want to escalate. We could miss here, but like, I'm not going to have Mom and Pop for a while anyways. Yeah. Untapped land. Untapped land. Untapped land. Survey says, ew. Dubs bottom here. Back this in. VP? Yeah, I think I just VP here. All right, so I'm gonna stop you there for a minute, Sliv. Nassif comes to the conclusion that Tron is a good matchup for his blue-white control deck. So I'm gonna highlight here for a moment something. There are 4 copies of Spreading Seas in this deck. All right, now I'm gonna go to mtggoldfish.com and I'm gonna randomly sample all of the recent blue-white control decks. Spreading Seas, nope, none there. All right, how about the Pro Tour list? Were there Pro Tour lists? There were Pro Tour lists are somewhere. Mox lists. 8-0 in a challenge. All right, Spreading Seas. Nope, 0. Nope, 0. Nope, 0. Oh. All right, we got one. We got one. How about this one? 0. 0. 0. It's almost like the context and the details matter. So, The devil is in the details, and the details are everything, effectively, in games like this. $4-month resub. Is this the new time for the stream? No, I don't have a set schedule in the evenings. I'm just streaming when we can fit it in. There's over 70 decks in the queue. I'm just working through them when I can. To set the bar incredibly low, how much longer am I going to be on? Probably another half hour to 45 minutes. Depends on how long these matches take. This is match 3 of this league, and I'm planning to finish this league. Would like to shoot you. Would like to play you. Would like to do this. Would like to do this. Yeah, probably. I think ultimately it just like really doesn't matter. Are we done here yet? What are we doing with ourselves, opponent? Yeah, that too. Whatever Nassif's win rate is with any given deck, you should probably subtract a significant number of points if you plan to play it. So I'm going to get my Kalitas back here. I'm going to cast Kalitas. I'm going to flashback Lightning Bolt. I'm going to make a zombie. Zombie. Hey, hey. Nope, yep, bingo's a real thing. Yeah, there's real bingo cards. Saying Tron is the format Splinter Twin shows a fundamental misunderstanding of what Tron is and why it's obnoxious and difficult to interact with. If you could Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push or Abrupt Decay a Tron land, it wouldn't be a big deal. The reason why Tron is an obnoxious deck that so many people hate is because it requires a very specific subset of cards that generally aren't good in a lot of other places. And even when you have those cards, they often cost enough mana that you die before you can play them, or they just get swept away by an Oblivion Stone. So Tron is very unique in what it does and why it's obnoxious and how it does it in comparison to basically everything else in Modern. Sad Panda. This is so good if one of these lands is blue. This hand. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Isabus, thank you for the 4-month tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ooh, burn deck. I kind of feel like this mana base wants a second Watery Grave. Obviously, we're probably still dead in this matchup regardless, but only one Watery Grave and like my Cryptic Command Liliana the Last Hope deck feels a little bit bad. Think we're dead, chat. This matchup is why... Ooh. Okay, so they're not strictly playing traditional burn. Got it. Yep, I agree with you, PK. That twin rewarded you for playing fair, and Tron rewards you for playing unfair. We fetched before Goblin Guide attacked last turn because it gives you a higher probability of drawing a spell. Because by waiting, you give Goblin Guide the chance to clear a land off the top of your deck. Whereas if he attacks and he gives you a land and then you fetch... it's too late to explain this right now. I'm muddling through this. Nexus VI, thank you for the $10 donation. For Amulet, my team finished 19th at DFW. Amulet felt good. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Happy to bump Amulet there. Bear Senior, I'm surprised. It's very late. I'm surprised you're here. Thank you for the 5-month resubscription. It is a little bit late. Mumbling and bumbling around. This is going to be our last league of the evening. We've had some big biddies drop today. We have a few good tools for this matchup post board. I get to bring in Kalitas and Collective Brutalities and some other stuff. Discarded a Braid. Are they not a dedicated burn deck? A Braid is such a weird card for them to have. Alright, so... Lilianas are slow. Thoughtseize is whatever. Kolaghan's Command is probably too clunky. Shave a Cryptic as well. I think I need to leave Mom and Pop in just because they kill my opponent. Maybe this Dispel isn't good enough. So I'm going to prioritize keeping my health total high this game. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the Steam Vents tapped. We're 3-0 in this league. We're currently down a game. And this tilt is a poker term to describe what you feel when you're getting unlucky. Tilted is another way to say frustrated, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Cryptic Command and the desire to try and play it is the reason why Hallowed Fountain is so popular in Modern. The best part about playing Modern is the 6 seconds of pleasantries you exchange with your opponent between when you cut their deck and when they play their first drawn land. I'm actually not going to Brutality them this turn. I'm just going to play my Nimble Obstructionist and start attacking for lethal. I think I just wanted to prioritize getting lands off the top of my deck so that I can play this Kalitas ASAP. Probably gonna full mode escalate this Brutality. Unless, of course, they... No. I'm going to keep the Nimble just to race here. Jaces have been okay. Rampaging Ferocidon. They just like misclick through playing their land last turn. They must have F6 through their turn last turn. Probably see him suspend Rift Bolt here. Nope. Perfect. Yeah, we played a little bit of the opponent's deck on stream. It had an okay showing at an SCG tournament at one point. A pretty cheap deck, monetarily wise, to build too, so it picked up in some popularity just because it's monocolored. We are not casting Cryptic anytime soon. You're not wrong. Honestly, I should probably board them out for the next game. I'm gonna go ahead and trade with this if they want to let me. If they want to trade with that, plus a Rift Bolt, and I get a zombie left over. Evening Miles. I think I'm okay with this exchange. We'll flash this in and start attacking aggressively here. We're not the aggro deck in this matchup, but we are currently the beatdown in this game. And, like, popular's relative. Like, nothing's ever overbearing in Modern. Yeah, I agree. I agree that basically any card in our sideboard right now is probably better than Cryptic Commands. Just for the purpose of being able to fetch basic lands consistently. Whirly Boy is pretty good. Snap Terminate here. It's like, I was wondering why they took a damage from this. It's like, you have 2 red. Like, why are we taking a damage here? Nah, I don't think they're out of this game by any means just yet. And they have a couple more threats. We're almost out of gas at this point. Earthshaker Kenra. Sean with the host. Thank you, Sean. Welcome to folks coming over from Sean's stream. I'm just hanging out, playing some Modern. Got a couple matches left before we're done for the evening. Inquisition of Kozilek, right on time here. It's interesting that they elected to trade that way and left their Earthshaker in play, because this has Eternalize. Yeah, I think we're actually in a little bit of trouble here now. We need to peel another threat like ASAP, like another Kalitas or something like that. Do I hold on to this because any Bolt or Snapcaster Mage is lethal with it? I think I do, actually. It's only 6 mana to bring this back. Gotcha. I'm gonna board out these Dispels, too. Yeah, the Cryptics were bad to leave in. Bring these K commands in. feel about Scorpio? 5's a lot of mana. It's probably bad. Just gonna bring the last one of these in. Let's run it. Yeah, I think they're just, like, not close enough to being an actual burn deck for the Dispel to be relevant. Staticaster blocks well. It doesn't kill enough for their stuff, though, I don't think. I guess it kills Earthshaker and Beaumont. That's probably it, though, right? Did you post the video of your streams immediately when you finish streaming? I like to go back and watch the games for my... Yeah, I will have things formatted and published. This last league probably won't go up tonight, because I have to wait for it to process, but the first 3 leagues we played will be live before I go to bed this evening. See, it needs a red source. It's like pretty decent if we find our way to a basic mountain. Yeah, being more like Burkhart based with like Thought Scours and Tassigurs probably wouldn't be terrible. What about Twitch VODs? I thought those went up automatically. Yeah, the Twitch VODs are there. My VODs are sub only, but they are there. Well, they did show us Lava Man too. Yeah, I probably should have brought in the Staticasters. Huh. I guess I'm taking that. I think we're dead, chat. I think we didn't hit red and we're just gonna brick off and die here. We get to go suspend, play another thing. Red source? I got 4th in the classic, right? It's a shame. Finally have a decent number of people and I have to get to sleep. I'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. About 11 hours from now. One more match here before we go, though. It's a good draw against Affinity. I'm gonna bottom this, top the Bloodstained Mire. Watched a lot of your Hollowed One videos for guidance on what my PPTQ today. Congrats. Maybe I wanted both of those. If I would have kept both of those fetch lands, I could have gone bolt into Kolaghan's command here. I'm gonna grab Blood Crypt here. I'm gonna cast Serum Visions, see where we get from there. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna go top here. There's a deck list on your screen if you're on mobile, or if you don't have Stream Deck or on the desktop, you'd have !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. I just want to go Shatter Discard here, or do I go Shatter Shock? I think I want to go Shatter Shock. Cornfield time is 2 hours ahead of PST. So, yep. So, my start time tomorrow morning is 8 a.m. PST. Maybe I'm supposed to hold up Logic Knot this turn. But then I can't hold up Snap Kolaghan's command next turn. Sweet. We get to just go ahead and get Nimble Obstructionist going on here. To beat him down real quick, like... You did just hear the words Cornfield time. I mean, it's easy for a matchup to be open, like, they only draw 1 land, right? We get plenty of time to develop. I live in Bloomington, DJ. I am surrounded by cornfields. Hey, Graphalia with the $10 donation. Because I can't figure out how to follow. They actually just pushed the Twitch pages around, I think. So it was previously just up above the window, but I'm not actually sure where it's at the moment. Now we get to like finish dismantling them here, right? We get to go ahead and thank you for that. Thank you for that $10 tip there. I appreciate it, Ken. Why not bolt after the second Mox to break up Metalcraft? Because I kind of just wanted him to play out whatever we had, because we had Snap Kolaghan's command the following turn, so I like wanted them to play out one card so I could shatter it and then take the last card out of their hand. We have a lot of good ones for this. Logic Knot can get out of here. This is probably a Cryptic Command out matchup too. Bring in a Collective Brutality. Pia and Kiran Nalaar is very absurd here. One of the best ways Affinity has to beat decks like ours is generally Etch Champion, and Pia and Kiran Nalaar make Artifact Thopters, so these can deal with Etch Champion, which is nice. This curve is funny. It's 11, 11, 11, 5. I would not be surprised if this deck's pretty good against Affinity. And sweet. It kind of needs a 2-drop, but hopefully Fatal Push allows us to buy enough time to like make it to our 3s. Yeah, Fulminator is just fine. I don't know that I'd call it good, but like fine is like an appropriate moniker, I think. Nah, Baby Jace like helps us filter a little bit. I think he's worth keeping. I'm actually just going to push this off a cliff now. This is post boards. They can have things like Stubborn Denial and Spell Pierce in their decks. I think I just want to prioritize taking their threats down while I can. Am I still 10-0 with Blue Eye Control on stream? We've not played another league with it, so yes. That's aggressive. They must have another Mox Opal, right? Sure. Aggressive's the right word here. We need a piece of spot removal here ASAP. We're not 12 already. Ding. Never forget, chat. Magic is a skill game. Better player always wins, etc., etc. Damakas, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I do really like the 2 basic swamps in this deck. The second basic swamp has been very, very good this entire evening. Will May Hayes, 1313. Thank you for the Prime and welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. An Esper grinding, 10 out of 10 each of us will do. I think we're going to end up playing that tomorrow. We had someone else bump it a little bit earlier tonight. Just sort through all the points after we sign off here this evening. You are catching us right at the tail end, Fallen Dark. Nimble is very good. I really feel like people undervalue the flexibility of that card. I think that's a card that we're just like, people are gonna like realize it's just like great. Yep, there's the fat stubby D that we talked about. That is a Terminate. All right. We are at 4, so In words that I have said many times before, dead to Galvanic Blast. I feel like everybody who's played against Affinity has, like, said those exact words many times in their life, right? Like, alright, dead to Galv Blast. And dead to plating on Etch Champion. I think, like I said, I think with our 3 Pias, we're definitely a little bit better against Etch Champion than a lot of these fair decks, but definitely can come down and get us. Is this a trap? Did I miss a donation? Liliana only gives -1 toughness. Yeah, I think this is a trap. I think I just like want more cheap interaction. Sand is not good. Oh, can I have my 7 back, chat? Is that an option? As much as it pains me to bottom this Kolaghan's command, it is necessary. Ugh. Why is this card so good? Hey, JW, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that, and welcome back. It's a cranial plating? Nope. Champion? Karn? Is this turn 2 Karn? Are we getting turn 2 Karned? Alright. So, I think one of the dirtiest secrets in Modern is that everybody thinks their robots matchup is better than it is. Just like, sometimes they do that, and you die. This deck. So, part of me really wonders if these cards are worth playing. I feel like if I was going to approach this style of Grixis again, I would probably want to build with... if I cut these, I could make the mana a lot better. I'd only have to play like 1 basic island. And you could play like some Thought Scours and some Tassigers. And you could play some more discard spells or some more Collective Brutalities and stuff like that. So I feel like I like a lot of the spells in this deck. Obstructionist just like continues to constantly overperform in every deck that we shove it into. But I think the way the mana base is right now, like Pia, Cryptic, double black cards, I think I would try to focus a little bit, and I think the more proactive strategy with the discard spells and spot removal tends to be a little bit better than a bunch of counter spells in Modern. And I think if I was looking to build a more controlling Grixis deck, I would try and focus on that aspect of it as opposed to tapping out with these counter spells. All right, folks, that's going to be it for me for tonight. We've been going for a little over 5 hours. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so about 9.5 hours from now. If you didn't catch all of the stream, most of it's going to be up on YouTube very soon, so be sure to catch the replays there. And if not, hopefully see you in the morning. Everybody, have a good evening and hope to catch you later. Would Mana Leak be okay? Maybe. Honestly, I would just want to kind of push towards being more tap-out control, I think, though, honestly. Jace Fringe Prodigy also encourages you to be more tap-out.